Okay, generally your work for question 1A is okay. I only want to go through question 1B part 2. Calculate the percentage profit or loss that she made on the painting. Okay, the information given is that when she sold all of them, she made a total profit of 12% on 40,000. So profit made equals to 12% times 40,000. That gives me $4,800. This is after selling all three. And we know that she made a profit of 25% on watch. This is total. Profit on watch is $2,500. There is a loss of 10% on the back. Loss on back equals to 10% times how much did she pay for the bag? So 12500. So the loss is actually 1250. Then let us assume that she made a profit on the painting. Okay? Let's profit on painting be, for example, P. In other words, P over 100, this is the percentage, times how much was the painting? 17500. Okay? This is the profit plus profit on the watch, which is 2,500, minus away the loss on the back, which is 1250. All this is supposed to give me a total of $4,800. You follow so far? Then now we are only left with one unknown, which is P. Solve it, you will get P is equal to 20.285, which is approximately 20.3. This is the value of P. Okay, so percentage profit will therefore be equals to 20.3 divided by 100, which is actually 20.3%. Part 3, okay. So this is the presentation that I will expect. No. Next one I'm going through is question 2A on congruency. This question was so badly done, although it is a basic question. Okay, look at question 2A. We are trying to show that triangles A, B, C and CDA are congruent. So we draw them out first. A, B, C. So this was X degrees, and over here we have 2Y degrees. And the other triangle is ABC. We draw it in the same orientation. Okay? And we must label it correctly also. A, B, C, and C, D, A. Once I have this, I include all the different angles that I'm aware of. Over here, I have X only. Then to show that these two are congruent, we have a variety of tests we can use. We can use RHS. I mean, these are the different tests we could use, but probably only one is applicable. ASA, SAS, as well as SSS. Before we decide, we can already see that there are two angles that are the same. X over here and X over here. AC and CA are also the same. Okay, so let us just list them down. Angle ABC equals to angle CDA, which is equals to X degrees. This is given in the question. Next, AC equals to CA. This is, the result will be common side. Then I'm left with one more thing that I need to find out. What else can I use? BAC and no BCA. Yep, BCA and DAC. This over here is y degrees. Over here, we also know that this is y degrees because, let me draw another triangle. This is EAC. They told you that this is an isosceles triangle, and this is y degrees. So this must also be y degrees. Base angles of isosceles triangle. So my final reason must be angle BCA equals to angle DAC. Reason is because base angles of isosceles triangle. And this is equals to y degrees. Now I have two angles with one included side. Therefore, by ASA test, triangle BAC is congruent. Sorry, ABC. To triangle CDA. Yes. What do you mean? Similar? No, not accepted. Not similar. They are the same. It is the same thing. Okay? So this is the standard way of presenting. Unfortunately, I still see things like this by AA test. There's no such test for congruency. Okay, next question I'm going through is question 3C. The nth term of the sequence is, okay, so for 1, 3, 6, 10, 15, blah, blah, blah. This is actually half n plus 1. We realize that this is actually found in, it is related to the sequence D. You see it? 3, 6, 10, 15. 3, 6, 10, 15. And we realize that there is actually a pattern between D and Aura. Okay, 3, 3, 6, 9, 10, 18, 15, 30, B and C. It took me some time to see the pattern also. But basically, 3 over 2. No, you just multiply by 3. And you get these values. Right? You just multiply by 3 and you get that. Therefore, Aura is simply 3 over 2 n plus 1. Now, whenever you do this kind of patterns, coming up with a pattern, right? Substitute in values back again to see whether it is correct or not. So, when n equals to 1, oral 1 equals to 3 over 2 times 1 times 2, that is 3. Is it correct? Yes. Now when n is equals to 2, oral 2 is equals to 3 over 2 times 2 times 3. This gives me 9, which is correct. Then just because we kiasu right, let's just do one last one. N equals to 4. Wait. And we get 30. Okay? They are all the same. So we can be confident that our sequence is now correct. This is just to check. Alright? Next is part D. Sorry? No. Okay, smallest possible number of rods required for a shape with at least 200 small triangles. 200 small triangles. Then which one are we interested in? Which sequence? T, D, or R? Number of triangles. T, we are interested in T. In other words, they are telling you that T is greater than or equals to 200. And T, we found it to be equals to n squared. Greater than or equals to 200. Therefore, we are interested in n smaller than or equals to negative square root of 200 or n greater than or equals to square root 200. Of course, we are going to reject this because it is negative. That means n will be greater than or equals to 14 point something. 142. Okay? They do not want the value of n. They want the smallest possible number of rods. That means they want the value of R, which we found earlier was 3 over 2 times n plus 1. We have to decide what value of n I want to substitute inside here. Based on our requirements, n has to be greater than or equals to 14.142. N is also an integer because you cannot have half a diagram. So we choose n equals to 15. Some of you unfortunately rounded this off to become 14. Then you get it wrong. You're supposed to choose 15. So R 15 is equals to 3 over 2 times 15 times 15 plus 1. Yes, you will get 360. You have to show me the value you want to substitute inside. And you have to show me how you get it. You don't bother about how the marks are awarded. You just give the complete steps. According to the marking scheme, they give you 1 mark for finding the value of 15. Okay? Alright, next, part E. Deduce a relationship between T, D, and R. So by observation, D plus T minus 1 equals to R. Yeah, this is the... If you manipulated this, you made something else the subject, it is fine. As long as you get an equivalent equation, it's the same. Just by observation. Next question I'm going through is 4B. After so long, after so many times we've been through this, you are still making the same mistake. I've told you before, it's a popular question. Many students, those who don't learn from their mistakes, will keep on making it. Are you going to be one of them? Or are you going to learn it properly now? Expressed as the simplest form, 2 over 2x minus 1 minus 1 over 1 minus 2x times x minus 3. Alright, what they are trying to get you to do is to realize that this denominator is very similar to this factor over here. They are very similar, right? So do we want to multiply this fraction on the left? Do I want to multiply this with the entire denominator over here? Then you end up with a cubic, you know? We don't want to do that. We don't want to have a cubic denominator. So what we need to do is to change this yellow portion to look like the green color one. And how do we go about doing that? How do we do that? Change the sign. What does that mean in mathematics? How can you just change the sign? Times negative 1. We multiply this yellow part by negative 1. Now if I do that for this negative 1, then is the question still the same? No, I've changed the question already. They are no longer equal. So I need to undo what I have introduced. How do I do that? There are many ways I can do that. I can choose to multiply by negative 1 here as well. Okay, this is one way of doing it. Yes, I'm writing the same thing. So we know I want to multiply this by negative 1. Instead of multiplying this by negative 1, I have another option. I multiply my numerator with negative 1 also. It's the same thing. Negative 1 divided by negative 1, you still get 1. You have two options. Whichever option you choose, just be careful. Okay, don't make any careless mistakes. So let's look at the one on the left. I went out with 2 over 2x minus 1 minus 1 over, when I multiply the negative 1 inside, I will get 2x minus 1. Very happy now. It looks like the one in green. And on the other side, I have 3 minus x. And I now combine them by adjusting what is on the fraction on the left. Make the denominator the same, multiply by 3 minus x. So now I have a fraction minus another fraction. You should be very familiar with this. So we have 6 minus 2x minus 1 over 2x minus 1, 3 minus x. The final answer will be 5 minus 2x over 2x minus 1 times 3 minus x. Okay? There are other variations to this answer. What is also accepted will be 2x minus 5 over 2x minus 1, x minus 3. This is the same. They are all equivalent. Okay. Does anybody need me to go through 4C? Okay, 4D. Oral over 3 equals to 4s plus 2 oral over s minus 3. Express s in terms of oral. Okay. First, I need to get rid of my square root sign. How do I do that? Square both sides. R squared over 9 equals to 4s plus 2 oral over s minus 3. Okay. Technically, it is not called cross multiply, but we can use pencil. We draw this. What we need to do is to multiply numerator with denominator. We equate it to the other side, numerator and denominator. So r squared multiplied by s minus 3 is equals to 9 times 4s plus 2 oral. then we expand. So r square s minus 3r square equals to 36s plus 18r. Yeah, we only want the s terms because expressing s in terms of r. So I want all the s to one side. So r square s minus 36s equals to 18r plus 3r square. Yes, we factorize the s out. So we get r square minus 36 equals to 18r plus 3r square. Yes? Then we divide. So s is equal to 18r plus 3r square over r square minus 36. You need to be very sensitive to square numbers.
So it's r minus 6, r plus 6.
Okay, then we see what happens. Quite a number of you managed to get this step. Okay, so we factorize the top first. I can take out 3r. So left is 6 plus r divided by r plus 6, r minus 6. Yes, we cancel. We get 3r over r minus 6. It's standard to always simplify. Okay, next is 5D. Find the length of DE. Before that, in 5C, we already had the value of x to be equals to negative 0.255 or negative 11.745. Okay, sorry, this is part C. You are very used to leaving your answers in 3SF. Then you didn't read the question properly. They wanted 3 decimal places. And when question asks for 3SF, you show 5SF first. Makes sense, right? Then you can round off. When question asks for 3DP, you show 5DP first lah, so that you can round off. Otherwise, if you show it in 5SF, how are you going to round off to 3DP when your 5SF already has 3DP? Okay? Okay, finding the length of DE. The length of DE is going to be DC minus EC. Okay? So DE is equals to DC minus EC. And EC is actually the same as GE because it is a paper that is folded down. So this is DC minus GE, which is 7 minus GE. In other words, in order to find DE, I must know what is GE. So my task is now to find GE. And I have a right angle triangle over here. With angle 30 degrees, I have the adjacent. All I need to do is to find the opposite. So tangent 30 degrees equals to the opposite, which is GE over adjacent, which is 1 plus x. And GE is equals to 1 plus x tangent 30 degrees. Substituting the value of x, to get GE, then substitute inside here to get DE. Okay? Some of you have other methods of doing. If it is acceptable, I'll give the marks to you. If you think your method is acceptable but you don't know why you got it wrong, then you come and see me. Okay? For this question, there are quite a few different methods that will result in different answers, which shouldn't have happened lah. Okay, there are different methods which will give you different answers. If you use this method, good for you. If you use another method which is okay also, you will also get the full marks. Okay, the other acceptable answers will be 3.83, 6.57, 5.37, and 4.36. These are the four. Yeah, unfortunately there are four different ones. Yeah, shouldn't have happened, okay? Okay, question 6, quite well done. Question 7A, part 3. 7A, part 3, find 80th percentile. 80th percentile is equals to 4 minutes. There is a unit. Okay? But the problem comes when you try to explain what it represents. What this means is that 80% of the group finished in 44 minutes or less. Or you can say, because the 80% is 48 students, finished in 4 minutes or less. Okay, these are the two accepted ones. Oh, okay. Seven B, Okay, for this question, can I just get you to make the question slightly better, okay? They say calculate the probability that the two students, blah, 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 blah. Let's change this to both. I don't know whether it makes it clearer for you, but it is clearer for me lah. Both. So both of them must finish in more than 210 seconds. Okay, so assuming we all read the graph the same way, because it's not very clear. So 41 students took less than 210 seconds. Then we minus, yes. 60 minus 41 equals to 19 students took more than 210 seconds. Is this the trap that you all fell into? Okay, so 19 students took more than 210 seconds. If I want 2 of them who took more than 210 seconds, then the probability will be equals to 19 over 60 times, because I take 1 out already, right? So I have 18 over 59, and I will get 57 over 590. No, not yet. 7C first. Okay, let's look at 7C. this is the time, okay, this graph over here is for A. And then for B, they say that, again, 60 students, higher median. Okay, yeah, it's a better performance, but they ask you to comment on the graph, not about the student's performance. They want to know how the shape changes. So if the median is higher, we are still looking at the 50th percentile. This is for A. If the median for B is higher, where will the median be? Above? We are still looking at 50th percentile. This is the median for A. Median for A. The median for B is now higher. So, you'll be over here. Median of B. Okay? So 1 point here. What else did they say? It has a smaller interquartile range. So, if this is what we have for graph A, 75%, 25%. If this is the interquartile range for A, then the interquartile range for B must be smaller. So we expect it to be steeper. Okay, for the middle, this is the IQR for A. The interquartile range for B will be smaller, so it's going to be steeper. So they didn't ask you to draw, but if you have to draw, it's going to look like this. Okay? We compare the middle 50%, which is the interquartile range. It has to be smaller. Okay, so just this red portion is the IQR for B. It is smaller than the interquartile range for A. And how do we describe this? It is steeper, it is narrower. So I looked at the marking scheme. I thought the way they explained it was very good. Okay, so I want you to copy this down. Even though I may have given you the full marks, I want you to copy this down because I think it's a very good way of writing it. So the curve for B will be steeper in the middle 50%. This over here is actually telling you IQR, middle 50%. Okay? And on the right of the original curve, this over here is talking about the median value. Okay? Vincent, have you finished copying? Graph no need. But if you are hardworking, you want to learn, you will copy lah. Okay, next. Question 8. You mean 8A part 4?
A part 4, then part B, then part C.
Okay, wait. 8A part 4, position vector of O of S. Meaning they want you to find OS. Anybody needs me to go through this? Part 4? Okay, OS is equals to OA plus AS. Vincent, okay with this? Do you agree that AS is actually 1/3 of AB? Do you agree that AS is 1/3 of AB? Okay, then now we can continue. OA, we found that it was 4P. Then plus 1/3 of AB, which is negative 4P plus Q. Then you get the answer of 8/3P plus 1/3 Q. Is it okay to leave your answer like that, or must you factorize? Both ways are acceptable. Okay, so I'll go through part B also. What type of quadrilateral is POBS? Position vector of S equals to OS. Position vector of P equals to OP. So on and so forth. Okay? Okay, focus, class. Question 8b. POBS. Did you all join P and O together on your question paper? You should join it up so that you have an idea of what is going to be expected. Okay, if we join it up, this is what we'll have. Okay, quadrilateral. We know all the different types of quadrilaterals. What could this be? Based on the shape lah. It looks like a trapezium, okay? So, if you just write trapezium, but you don't justify, you get 0. And what are the properties of a trapezium? One pair of parallel sides. So obviously we will be trying to prove that. The task is to prove PS parallel to OB. How do we do that using vectors? That means we are trying to write or show PS is equals to K times of OB. This is our plan. As long as I can show that PS is K times, where K is a scalar, of OB, I have proven that they are parallel. Because they are parallel, I know it can be a trapezium, it could be a rhombus, could be a rectangle, square, so on and so forth. Then we'll need to consider the length, right? So we can leave that for later on. Let's see whether we can do this first. PS and OB. So PS is equals to PR plus RS equals to PR plus RO plus OS. Basically, I'm just rewriting, I'm breaking down all the vectors. PR is 5/3 of RB. Then plus RO plus OS. Then we do the substitution. Simplify, we get 2Q. Okay, then now I have PS is equals to 2Q. Is this actually K times of OB? What is OB? OB is Q. So this is actually equals to 2 times of OB. This was what we wanted to prove. PS is 2 times of OB. So they are parallel, but the magnitudes are not the same. One is longer than the other. In fact, it is 2 times as long as. So since PS equals to 2 times of OB, then we say that PS parallel to OB, and magnitude of PS is equals to 2 times the magnitude of OB. Therefore, POBS is a trapezium. I think when I marked, some of you didn't state this, but I gave you the mark. So can you just include this portion? Compare the magnitude also. Because if you just show that the two lines are parallel, then I have many options. It could be a square, it could be a rectangle, it could be a parallelogram, rhombus, so on and so forth. However, if you show me that the magnitudes are different, then I'm only down to one option, which is a trapezium. So to complete answer, please write this circled part down also. Yeah, okay, part C. Area of ASQ over area of ABO equals to 1 over 3 square. Okay, anybody needs me to go through this part? Part 1. Similar triangle. Okay. ASQ and ABO. This is 1 and 2. They are similar triangles. We have proven that these are parallel lines. Okay, so far? Do you agree that they are similar triangles? Yes, huh? Okay, you don't seem too sure, so I'll show you. One common angle, corresponding angles over here. So two angles are the same already, therefore they are similar. Okay? Then, since they are similar, the ratio of area will be the square of the ratio of the length. Small triangle has a side of 1, big triangle has a side of 3. So this will give me 1 over 9. Part 2, area of SQR over area of PQR. Hang on, SQR, PQR. Oh, okay. This QS is 1 over 3 Q, where S wasn't that found? Okay, how I know is from here. This is Q, right? So this is 1/3 of Q. Because they are similar triangles. OB is Q, so QS must be 1/3 Q. Okay? Once I have that this is 1/3 of Q, and then I also knew that PS is 2Q, right? The entire one is 2Q. So PQ must be 5 over 3Q. Okay? Yeah, 5 is to 1. So the ratio of the magnitude of PQ to QS is 5 is to 1. Okay. The smaller over the bigger is 1:5. Bigger over smaller is 5:1. Okay? So magnitude will be 1 over here and 5 over here. So now these two triangles, they have a common height. So the ratio of their areas is just the ratio of the base. Okay? This is going to be 1 over 5. No square. These are not similar triangles. Okay. Area of SQRA is equals to half times the base, which is the magnitude of 1 over 3Q times the height. Whereas the bottom will be half times the magnitude of the base, which is 5 over 3Q times the height. This is just 1 over 5. So we don't need to write all these if we just know the ratio of the base. Yeah, they all just conveniently cancel out. Okay, part 3. Yes. Yeah. Okay, moving on to part 3. Area of PQR over area of OAB. Okay. If you try to visualize on the triangle on the diagram given to you, it looks quite complicated. So now I'm going to tell you how to make use of the previous answers to help you in this. Very often, your previous answers is going to give you a clue. Okay? Let's consider what we had in part 2. We have SQRA over PQRA. Okay? If I include that in my calculation, I will get. Okay, wait, let me think. Okay, in part 2, I'll just do a rough working at the side. In part 2, we had SQRA over PQRA. This is 1 over 5. In other words, PQRA over SQRA is equals to 5 over 1. Okay? And we also know that from part 1, ASQ over ABO equals to 1 over 9. And also ABO over ASQ is equals to 9 over 1. This is just, let's just keep this at the back of our minds. Okay. So now I want PQR over AOB. We see that actually it appeared before. PQR over here. Then we see that OAB appeared here. It's the same. It's just a different way of calling the triangle, but it is the same triangle with the same area. No, not yet. Then we try to express this in terms of what we already had. Okay? So this is PQR over SQR times, probably there's going to be something in the middle. Okay, hang on. Then at the end, I want an OAB at the bottom, right? OAB at the bottom, and then ASQ. Okay? Now, if I can find something in between, then I will be able to link this equation to what is required in the question. So what do you think is missing in the middle? SQR over ASQ. So this is actually the link to be able to solve the problem. Because once we find this link, I can cancel SQR, ASQ. And I also know that PQRL over SQRL is 5 over 1. This one over here is 5 over 1. This over here is 1 over 9. So our goal is now to find SQRL over ASQ. Is it easy? It's not too bad. This is my A, S, Q, then R over here. This is B and O. S, Q, R, this triangle. Okay, I'm gonna use red. SQR and ASQ. ASQ, let me just use blue. These two triangles, they have a common height. All we need to do to find the ratio of the area will be to find the ratio of the base. Do I know what is RQ? Let me use red to be consistent. Do I know what is QA? And do I know what is RQ? I can find out. QA, if you find it, it will be 4 over 3p. Then RQ is equals to 5 over 3p. Go and work it out. These are what you will get. Let me use red for this. It's equals to 5 over 3p. So in other words, this is 5 units. And this will be 4 units. Then now I have the ratio of the base. I can substitute it back inside here to get my final answer of 5 over 1 times SQRL, 5 over 4 times 1 over 9, and the answer is 25 over 36. Okay? This one, I'll leave it to you to go and find out how to do this, because it's not difficult. It's not difficult to find these values. I mean, to arrive at these two terms, 4 over 3p and 5 over 3p. Okay. Next is tan A part 2. Show that the center of the circle lies on AC. Yeah, so you know, some of you realize that it's got something to do with the right angle triangle in a semicircle. So you went to find, what's that? Angle CEA equals to blah blah blah, and then you got 90 degrees. Okay, with the relevant reasons lah. So now you have 90 degrees, but I have issue with how you present your conclusion. So since this is 90 degrees, then triangle ACE is a right angle triangle. Since it is a right angle triangle inside a circle, that means that AC is diameter. Reason is because angles in a semicircle. Since AC is the diameter, therefore center lies on AC. I want to see this step. Tell me it is the diameter. How do I know it's a diameter? Because of angles in a semicircle. Tomorrow lah. Okay, next, part 3. Find angle AES. I saw that many of you simply wrote equals to 18 degrees, then you said, is this part of the syllabus?
No.
Then how do you all do this?
A-Math students help us.
Wasn't this supposed to be done during your remedial and during class time?
That's right. You all got time Excel, you can do Excel time. Same here.
Okay, then they teach you, do you understand?
It's alternate angle theorem or something.
Do you understand? No. Then what's the point?
You don't understand, you just tell us it's alternate angle.
Okay, never mind. Yes, you can use it, but there are other ways of doing it.
It's just it's okay guys. Alternate angles.
If you use AMF, the alternate, the theorem thing, right, you will get the mark, right? The method mark. If Pinch you won't get method mark.
I think you will get it.
What say?
Say, if it's a 2-mark question, right, then the question got method mark, you won't get method mark.
No matter if it's too much, then you never do working at all, you just got the answer is no matter.
They may give you the 1 mark for alternate angle if you write that, the alternate angle theorem. They may, I do not know. Okay, enough. Hey. Okay, hey. Focus over here. I want to find angle AES, this angle. And we know that O is the center, right? We also know that SET is a tangent. That means I can draw a line down and I get 90 degrees. Yes? Okay. Then, since this is the radius, this is also the radius, so it is an isosceles triangle. This is given to be 72 degrees. This is also 72 degrees. Oh, which part you don't understand? Who is lost for this part? Why cannot?
What? How?
Which part don't you understand?
Math 整天讲不能画线，自己画出来。
Okay, this is the diagram we have. I want to find this black angle. Because O is the center, I can draw one line from the center down to the tangent line. Tangent is perpendicular to the radius, so this is 90 degrees. And because O is the center, O to A is the radius, O to E is also the radius, so it's an isosceles triangle. They are the radius, so they have the same length. If they are the same length, they are isosceles triangles, the base angles will be the same. So 72 degrees here, 72 degrees here. So working, angle OAE equals to angle OEA, which is 72 degrees. Reason is because base angles of isosceles triangle. Then angle AES equals to 90 degrees minus angle OAE. This is tangent is perpendicular to radius. Equals to 90 degrees minus 72 degrees, and you get 18 degrees. Okay. Question 11. Question 11, although many of you lost marks, is due to conversion. In the question, you are given the dimensions in millimeters, but when they asked you for the answers, they wanted square centimeters. Yeah, because some of you don't even know how to convert. Okay? So I shall not go through too much for this, question 11. And the other thing that quite a number of you got it wrong is, okay, 10 mm equals to 1 cm. So if I want 1 square centimeter, square, right? So this over here will be 1 cm times 1 cm. This will be 10 mm times 10 mm. They are still equal. So this is 100 square millimeters is equals to 1 square centimeter. Okay? We can use this for physics. We can use it for mathematics whenever you have conversion of units. Then the next issue that you guys had was L1 is, okay, let me, this over here is L1. So this is equals to 70 mm. Then, because this can be broken down into 3 parts, 1 hemisphere at the top, 1 cylinder in the middle, and 1 last cylinder at the bottom, we actually need to find out what this height is. That will be 70 minus 13. Okay, so because of these, you all lost marks all over the place. This is for the volume question. For part 11, B.
Cubic centimeter means times 3
No.
Cube root
What are you talking about? This is required for part B. Okay, what's your question, Nick Pin?
What's the answer for B?
Answer for B will be 38.3 cubic centimeters. You convert everything to centimeters first, then you multiply. Or you can choose to do everything in millimeters, then later on you convert lah. To all centimeters first, right? Then did you use 57 millimeters for the height of the cylinder, or did you use 70? That's a problem lah. Okay, next one I want to go through is question D. We need to consider the cost for electricity. Cost for LED over 50,000 hours. Okay. So cost of electricity is equals to 500 times 14.27 cents. This one is in cents. Some of you left it as dollars. So you get a huge number. This is $71.35. Then because the LED bulb can last you for 50,000 hours, you only need 1 bulb. Total is equals to 35.95. That's the cost of the bulb, plus 71.35. Total of 107.30. That's for LED. Then now we find cost for, what's that, CFL over 50,000 hours also. 500,000? No, 50,000 ah.
What's the answer, Nick?
Okay, so now we consider for the CFL bulbs, cost of electricity. No, this is not a fraction. Okay. Okay, this is one part, this is another part. Are you sure it said 500,000? cost of electricity for the CFL box will be 700. Wait, why 700? Oh yeah, because that's the amount of electricity. It actually uses more electricity for the CFL bulb. So 700 times 14.27. This is in cents. This gives me $99.89. Total cost equals to 99.89 plus. Now, can I just use one bulb only? Cannot, because one bulb only lasts for 10,000 hours. I need 5 of those bulbs. Each bulb costing $3. So 3 times 5. Total is $114.89. Okay, this is more than 107.30. So disagree. It is more cost effective to use LED over 50,000 hours. Answer for part A is (8.48 square centimeters). Part B, 38.0 cubic centimeters. 11C, 5.66 meters. Okay, the final question is the graph. Okay, class, we have 25 more minutes. Let's attempt to do this graph question together. Take out a graph paper.